channel for an unboxing video. Let's get started. I will remove the pretense because I'm sure you saw a description of the video you clicked on. This is a Harmony Stella Parlor acoustic guitar. I pre-ordered it directly from Harmony. They sent me an invoice for a down payment of half of the amount of $300 approximately, and another invoice when it came in. It arrived very quickly, so far I'm very pleased. You can go to their site and pre-order this if you so chose. Okay. Now, always loving it's a box in a box. Much more secure that way. I apologize. There we go. Tight fit. Tight fit in a confined space, but very tight fit actually. The box broke, the interior box. Let's pull it out of here. And there we go, we got it. On my many unboxing videos, I've never had that happen before, but it comes from their excellent packaging. So, with no further ado, let's get this tape off. I don't have any to cut it with, so let's we have a nice little gig bag here. Very well packed, because in addition to the gig bag, we have an interior bag as well. Look at that. Headstock. That is really pretty. Get some of the packing materials off. You can see the Harmony. This is a real Moonstone is this color of blue, but for those who don't know, that Stella was originally produced by the Oscar Schmidt Company, probably most famous for being one of the guitars Woody Guthrie is best known for. This is a recreation. You can see the headstock with the slotted headstock. Solid spruce top, X bracing, 20 frets, real rosewood fretboard. Maybe not the best lighting. I'll get a more detailed look for you here soon. But mahogany back and sides. The top is solid Sitka spruce. I'll take a closer look. I don't anticipate that this is solid mahogany. Yeah, this is definitely appears to me not solid mahogany, because you can see difference in the grain patterns. But still, for $300, of course it's not even remotely in tune, but nor would I expect it to be. Nice rosette there. I mean, this is a nice little guitar. Again, being I think Elvis played one of these, I think B.B. King, Kurt Cobain. Yeah, this is fretwork's nice out of the box. Frets, this isn't the best lighting, but pretty well polished. Looks like the action is going to be good once it's tuned up. I think this is a bone nut. Looks and feels like a bone nut. I think if I recall the description, if that's wrong, it's going across the bottom of the screen now. Man, I am really impressed. So what I'm going to do is get this tuned up, get you some sound samples, take a closer look, and to see if this is something you might be interested in, because I can tell you right now, just out of the box for $300, I am impressed. Okay, I have the Harmony Stella tuned up, just using the room mic now. I've played around with it a little bit, staying in tune really good. I'll just play some chords here. Really good volume and projection for such a small guitar. Really good bass response for such a small guitar as well. Even though it's smaller bodied, it is a full-size scale length. So everything should feel familiar to you. And I will say it has a 1 and I think 11/16 nut. I measured it myself, so it's a little bit narrower than the 1 3/4 I'm used to. So some of the finger picking is a little bit cramped for me, but that's something you can get used to. Again, I'm not a big finger picker anyway, but I think it sounds nice. Here we go. This size is actually preferred by a lot of blues players, and I can see why. I think it actually cut through the mix pretty well. And I can say there are no dead frets. I mean, it just is a really nice little guitar. The neck feels fantastic. I love the satiny finish. I'm not sure how well you can tell in the light here, but the body's gloss, the neck's it's satin, but not super cheap feeling satin. It feels really nice. I could see someone who's not needing a lot of volume, a singer-songwriter type situation, playing a guitar like this. One of my very first videos was an Alvarez Parlor guitar, and I really liked that one. I'll link to it below. That was a very early video of mine, and I've become a lot more familiar with acoustic guitars since then, and I say I really like this one too. I think the Parlor is just a great size guitar. This has scalloped X bracing and a solid Sitka spruce top. I can tell by the overtones, the way it resonates. This comes with Diodario 12 to 53 coated strings. They're a little bit noisy, but otherwise they're really nice strings. They should last well. Again, I'm not sure how well it shows up on here, but actually, you can see it pretty good. I think the action is really nice for an acoustic guitar. No buzzing, low strings. Rings really, really clearly. Now I would like to compare this really quick with a grand concert size, which I think is technically two sizes bigger. I have a Taylor American Dream right here next to me. I'll strum some on this, then on that. I grant it's far from a one-to-one comparison. I think that has 12 to 54 strings on it at the moment. Spruce top, laminated mahogany back and sides. This has a solid mahogany top and sapele back and sides, solid all the way around. But it'll give you just a little bit of an idea of a Parlor versus a slightly bigger acoustic. should also say this has the Taylor V bracing as opposed to scalloped X bracing, which is more traditional. So, but again, this is just a very rough comparison. And of course, you can just see here on my lap the size difference. Really, the volume difference, again, the mahogany versus Sitka doesn't make it the best comparison because that really changes the sound. But this feels almost like a dreadnought after playing this. So, again, more so the body, you can see the differences here. More shallow and not quite as wide here, especially in the shoulder area. So these are both really nice guitars. This feels like a small guitar after playing a Dreadnought, but this makes the Grand Concert feel like a Dreadnought. So now what I'd like to do is take a closer look at this guitar and show you all the features in detail. Taking a closer look, there are a lot of nice little details on this guitar. The bridge is real rosewood, I believe. I could not find that in the specs, but that looks and feels like rosewood. Bone saddle. See a really nice rosette. You can see the harmony information in there. This is made in China. The bracing looks really nice from what you can see. I will say that a lot of times the bracing is finished nicer where you can actually see it from a lot of factories, but what I can tell here, it looks pretty good. I do really like that. It's a really nice touch for a $300 guitar again. You have the binding on the front and the back. You have the 20 nickel frets. You can tell pretty well here. Try to get it in focus. They're really well polished. The fret ends are really good. Probably a 4 out of 5 on the Phil McKnight scale, I would say. Not perfect, but no significant fret sprout or anything like that. Really nice piece of rosewood. And I double checked that it is in fact a bone nut. Cut pretty good, I believe. Maybe a little low on the low E string. This comes with 12 to 53 gauge strings, and it is a 25.5-inch scale. I measured it. So a long scale for a little guitar. You can see the Stella emblem there. Open gear tuners feel really nice. Now we'll flip the guitar over. Again, this appears to be, I assume it is at this price, a layered mahogany. That's just amazing grain on the back. They picked a really nice piece. Flip it over. Got the mahogany sides. Again, I assume they're layered. I would say this is a C-shaped neck. It's a really nice satin feel, but not a cheap satin, a really nice feeling satin. Strap buttons, which are actually a big plus in my book. No electronics. I'm guessing that's at least a 3-piece neck, which again, that's cosmetic more than anything. The glue joints are actually stronger than solid wood. I believe this comes in, I know a sunburst, I know a green, I'm pretty sure. I think maybe one more color. And this guitar was set up really well too. I do not know if Harmony sets up, this was made in China, if they do like PRS with their SE models from overseas and set them up in the US. This did ship from Kalamazoo, Michigan, where Harmony's currently based. So it might have been. If it was, I would definitely believe it because this guitar is set up really well out of the box. I'm trying to give you the best idea I can, but you can see the Parlor size body compared to the Taylor Grand Concert, which I believe is a 00 size if you were talking about Martin speak. So the Parlor is definitely a much smaller bodied guitar. This is a really nice little gig bag for a $300 guitar. Also, it does come with a truss rod adjustment wrench. Now that we've taken a closer look at the Harmony Stella, I'm going to play you some sound samples recorded with a Shure SM57. It's going to be about 8 inches away, pointed to about right here. So That's going to go straight in the audio interface into Logic. So I'll play a few different things and give you an idea of how it sounds. Final thoughts. For $300, this is a fantastic guitar. The fit and finish is excellent. The fretwork's great. Sounds nice. Very comfortable to play. Love the neck. I mean, if you were looking for a small body, very small bodied acoustic guitar, this is a great option if you don't want to break the bank. I think this would be a nice guitar for a beginner who might be looking for something smaller body, but keep in mind it is full scale length. So the frets aren't going to be any closer together. It's just going to feel more comfortable, up against you than like a dreadnought would. I can see a lot of situations, a singer-songwriter type situation, if you're not needing a whole lot of volume. But again, I'm really impressed with the volume and bass response out of this being such a small bodied guitar. I mean, again, $300, really cool looking. No electronics, which I think works in its favor because that helps it resonate better, because even unobtrusive electronics like in this Taylor still take up some space. People can argue how much it affects the sound, but just like some people talk about cutaways affecting the sound. Does it? Well, I think it has to, at least a little bit. At this price point, I'm not bothered by the laminated back and sides. It looks like mahogany to me in here too. I like that if it's laminated, it's still the same wood. That's not the biggest thing in the world, but it's really pretty. I mean, again, $300, you can't go wrong with this if you're looking for this type of guitar. It comes in some different finishes. I'll link below to the Harmony website. That might be the only place they're available. Again, I pre-ordered this one, they told me it'd be about 2 weeks. It's probably 2.5 or 3 weeks, so not bad at all. Came quickly, customer service is great. And again, it was made in China, but it shipped out of Kalamazoo, Michigan. So I know it at least touched down the United States first. And again, I'm just really impressed with this little guitar. What I am going to use it for is just sitting around watching TV maybe, and probably take it to my office. So if I have some time during like my lunch break, or if I'm stuck there late, maybe waiting on somebody, or if I just have an idea for a song, I might be able to sneak and close my door for a few minutes because, I love writing songs, and sometimes you don't have a guitar handy. So, and my office is blue, so it'll match. But yeah, I really love it. I highly suggest you give it a look if you're looking for a Parlor guitar. Has the heritage going back to Woody Guthrie, who I love. He was a hero to my heroes. So, I mean, just excellent, a lot of great vibes with this guitar. So please check one out. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And until next time, keep on rocking.